Okay, buckle like everybody, because today we are diving into some seriously weird hiring practices.
Oh, is this about that thing I saw the article about companies rejecting people who know how to use AI?
Yeah, exactly. Sounds bonkers, right?
Right.
Like, who would actually do that in this day and age?
I know, it's like they're asking to be left behind.
Well, that's what we're going to figure out. We're going to deep dive into this article, Outdated Candidates Wanted.
Catchy title, right?
Super catchy.
Yeah.
And kind of scary when you think about it. The author, Amr Farag, he's been in the talent development world for like forever.
For over 30 years, I think, yeah.
Right. So he's seen it all out. And he's basically saying these companies, the ones banning AI, they're revealing their own weaknesses.
Interesting take. Most people just think they're clueless about tech.
Well, sure, there's that.
Mm.
But Farag digs deeper. He says it's about fear. Like 3 big fears these companies have.
Oh, lay it on me. I love a good fear breakdown.
Okay, so first, fear of the unknown. Makes sense, right? They're used to the old ways of hiring, resumes, interviews, the whole song and dance.
They don't know how to even begin to measure someone's AI skills.
Exactly. It's like they're scared of what they don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's fear of being outsmarted.
Well, hold up. You mean they think their own employees could become better at AI than the bosses?
That's exactly what Farag is saying. Like, some companies would rather ban the tech than risk their employees knowing more than them.
Yikes. Talk about insecurity, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't that just make the problem worse in the long run?
Oh, absolutely. And then fear number 3, fear of losing control.
Ah, the classic. Clinging to power, refusing to adapt. But isn't that a losing battle these days?
Big time. Especially when you consider how crucial AI is becoming. There's this LinkedIn study. 75% of executives said AI skills will be essential in the next few years.
75%, that's huge. So it's not just some techie niche anymore, it's across the board.
Nope, not at all. And that's where the whole AI skills thing gets interesting. We're not talking about everyone needing to be a programmer.
Right, because most people freak out when they hear AI skills like, they gotta go back to school for coding.
Totally. But Farag emphasizes it's about being a good USer, not necessarily a creator. Integrating AI into your workflow, making it part of how you work.
Okay, so like using a calculator to do math faster. You don't need to know how it's built, just how to use it.
Perfect analogy. And Farag gets even more specific. He breaks down AI fluency into like 4 key abilities.
Oh, I love a good framework. Hit me with those abilities.
All right, so first, integration. How well can you weave AI into what you already do? It's not just about using tools here and there. It's got to be seamless.
Makes sense. Then what is it about, like, the quality of the results you get from the AI?
Yep. Output quality, number 2. Is the AI helping you produce good work? Is it accurate, insightful, actually useful?
Because garbage in, garbage out, right? Even with AI, you can ask the wrong questions and get useless answers.
Which leads us to number 3, prompt engineering. That's all about knowing how to talk to the AI to get what you need.
Prompt engineering, huh? So basically you're saying we need to learn how to speak AI to make it work for us.
You got it. It's about understanding how it thinks, how to phrase your request to get the best possible output.
Fascinating. Okay, so we got integration, output quality, prompt engineering. What's the 4th one?
The big one, judgment. Knowing when to use AI and when to trust your own human brain.
The human element. Can't forget that, right? AI is a tool, not a replacement for critical thinking.
Exactly. So think about this, everyone listening. In your job, in your field, how could AI make you better at what you do?
That's the question, isn't it? Not will AI take over, but how can I use it to level up P?
Because the companies, the people who are resisting AI, Farag says they're setting themselves up for some serious problems.
Like what? Give me the worst case scenario.
Well, first, they're going to fall behind. Competitors who are embracing AI will be way more efficient, more innovative.
Right, they'll be stuck doing things manually while everyone else is automating and getting insights from AI.
Just like they're choosing to walk while everyone else is flying. And second, they're going to miss out on the best talent.
Because who wants to work for a company that's stuck in the past? Talented people want to be where things are happening.
Exactly. They want to be where AI is being USED, where they can learn and grow. And finally, they're going to drown in busy work.
Drowning in busy work while the competition is getting ahead? Ouch. That's a recipe for burnout for sure.
Now, let's not forget, Farag's been there, done that in the organizational development world. He's seen it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
So he's not just theorizing, he's speaking from experience. And his message is loud and clear.
Yeah.
Don't ban AI. Embrace it.
He even has ideas on how to test for AI fluency when you're hiring. Like, Give candidates AI-assisted tasks, see how they use it.
Oh, like a real-world test drive. I like that.
Right. Evaluate how well they communicate with the AI, their prompt engineering skills.
And most importantly, can they spot when the AI is wrong? Can they think critically about the information it gives them?
That's the key. It's about using AI responsibly, ethically, not just blindly trusting everything it spits out.
Wow, okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. It's clear that ignoring AI is not an option anymore.
Not even a little bit. This isn't just about tech companies either. It's going to affect every industry.
So the question isn't if you're going to use AI, but how well you're going to use it.
And those who figure that out, they'll be the ones in demand as the future of work unfolds. So start thinking now, people.
Don't get left behind. This is a wake-up call. AI is here to stay, and those who embrace it will be the ones shaping the future.
It's crazy, right? This whole AI hiring thing, it's like a mirror for how freaked out people get about any new technology.
Oh, totally. It's like every time there's some big leap forward, we kind of lose our minds for a bit.
Like robots are going to take over, steal our jobs, become our overlords, the whole 9 yards.
The good old Frankenstein complex. We create something powerful, then get scared it'll turn on us.
But think about it. The printing press, cars, the internet, all freak people out at first.
But they ended up changing the world in amazing ways.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe we need that same perspective shift with AI. Instead of running away, figure out how to use it to our advantage.
From fear to fluency, right? Like AI literacy becomes just as important as knowing how to read and write.
Whoa, imagine that. Job ads saying AI proficiency a must instead of AI users need not apply.
It'd be a whole different ballgame. Suddenly, knowing how to work with AI becomes your biggest asset.
No more hiding it. You'd be showcasing those skills. And think of the kind of teams companies could build.
People who aren't afraid of AI, but excited to use it to solve problems, to innovate, to push the boundary.
You'd be like unlocking a whole new level of talent and creativity, right? But we need a mindset shift, both from companies and the individuals.
Totally. Got to stop seeing AI as the enemy and start seeing it as a partner, like a collaborator in achieving awesome things.
And that means education, training, making sure people have the skills to actually use this stuff confidently.
Because, as Farag says, the real divide won't be between those who use AI and those who don't.
It'll be between those who use it well and those who
don't. It's like any tool, right? A hammer can build a house or smash a window. Depends on the user.
So it's not enough to just dabble in AI. You got to master it. The prompt engineering, understanding the output, making smart judgments.
Becoming an AI whisperer. Someone who can get the best out of these tools. That's the real skill.
And those whisperers, they'll be the ones in high demand, no matter what field they're in.
It's like AI literacy becomes the new baseline, a core competency for success in this crazy changing world.
And the coolest part is anyone can learn it. It's not about being a tech genius. It's about being curious, wanting to adapt.
Exactly. So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed by all this tech talk, just remember.
The future belongs to those who aren't afraid to try new things, to see challenges as opportunities to grow.
This AI thing, it's not just a trend. It's a fundamental shift in how we work, how we live. And it's already happening.
So dive in, explore, experiment. Don't be afraid to push the boundaries of what's possible.
The rewards are going to be huge for those who do, because the future is waiting to be shaped by those who aren't afraid to imagine and create.
By those who see AI not as the boogeyman, but as a force for good. Powerful stuff, right?
Absolutely. It's been awesome exploring this with you, and I hope our listeners are feeling fired up and ready to embrace AI's potential.
Me too. This is such an exciting time to be alive, and those who are ready to learn and adapt will be the ones leading the charge.
So keep learning, keep exploring, keep pushing the boundaries. The future is yours to make.
And on that note, we're going to take a quick break, but stick around, because when we come back, we'll have some practical tips for developing your AI fluency. Okay, so we've covered the why AI fluency is a big deal, and why companies are shooting themselves in the foot by rejecting it.
But now let's get down to brass tacks. How do we actually do this? How do our listeners become more AI fluent?
Right, because it's easy to get lost in the theory, but we need actionable steps.
Absolutely. And the good news is it's not as daunting as it might seem. Like any skill, it starts with a commitment to learning.
Okay, so continuous learning, got it. But what does that look like in the AI world? Things change so fast.
True, but that's part of the excitement. Stay curious, be a sponge for new info. The resources are out there.
Like, where do we even begin? There's so much information, it can be overwhelming.
Start simple, There are tons of free online courses, tutorials, articles. Just dive in and get your feet wet.
So don't try to become an AI expert overnight. Just start exploring, playing around with different tools.
Exactly. And as you do that, think about your own work. Where could AI help you specifically?
Like if you're a writer, maybe check out those grammar and style tools or even those AI content generators for brainstorming.
If you're in marketing, there's AI for social media, for ad campaigns, even for personalizing customer experiences.
There's so many possibilities. But it all comes back to finding the right tools and learning how to use them well.
And that brings us to prompt engineering. This is huge E. It's about learning how to communicate effectively with AI.
So how to speak its language? Because you can ask an AI anything, but getting a good answer is another story.
You got it. Think of it like giving instructions. The clearer and more specific your prompt, the better the result you'll get.
So it's a skill in itself, this prompt engineering thing. Lots of trial and error, figuring out what works best.
For sure. And alongside all that, don't forget your critical thinking skills. AI is powerful, but it's not perfect.
Right, we can't just blindly trust everything it tells us. Got to keep our BS detectors on high alert.
Always double check, validate the information, use your own judgment to make decisions. That human element is crucial.
It's about finding that balance,
Right.
where AI helps us, but we're still the ones in control.
Absolutely. And last but not least, connect with others, join online communities, go to events, share your experiences.
Because learning from each other, especially with something as new as AI, that's super valuable.
It's about building a network of support, learning from each other's successes and failures.
So, to sum it all up, embrace the learning, find practical applications, master those prompts, stay critical, and connect with others.
Those are your keys to unlocking AI fluency. And remember, it's a journey, not a destination.
It's about constantly evolving, learning, and pushing yourself to get better.
And with that, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive. It's been a blast exploring this with you.
Me too. And for everyone listening, don't be afraid to experiment, to make mistakes, to learn from those mistakes.
That's how we grow, how we innovate, how we shape the future. So go out there and make it happen.
Embrace the power of AI, combine it with your own unique brilliance, and see what amazing things you can achieve.